For 20 years now, Bruce Willis has played the hard-bitten, wisecracking loner who always saves the day. I grew up watching the action movies that made Willis famous, and while I'm not a great die-hard fan, I was certainly looking forward to chatting with him. From the outset, though, this guy was a tough nut to crack. A little prickly, even just a little too cool. But like most of his movies, my encounter had a happy ending. He opened up about a lot of things, including that divorce from Demi Moore and his staunch support of the war in Iraq. This is Bruce Willis in real life and on location in Iraq, spruiking an increasingly unpopular war on behalf of his close friend George Bush.
Saddam Hussein had to be removed.
What I saw over there were schools being reopened and the power being turned back on and hospitals being reopened and built. And what I saw were a lot of Iraqi people who want what you and I want. We want to have a job, we want to be able to raise our kids in a free world where guys don't walk in with dynamite strapped to themselves and, blow themselves up. Thank you, Mr. President, for that.
Unlike most Hollywood stars, Willis is a die-hard Republican. You're not afraid to show your political leanings?
No. I support these kids that are over there fighting and dying, and it's a harsh existence.
Willis even has his own unique take on history, that America, in fact, won the Vietnam War.
The perception in the modern world is that America lost the Vietnam War. A lot of Australians fought in the Vietnam War. But if the free world had not fought in Vietnam for 15 years, there would be no multi-billion-dollar free trade world in the Pacific Rim. There would be no Taiwan. So we held back that communism that would want to shut down that free trade. And if a free trade economy is established in the Middle East, hopefully a similar thing could happen.
The United States government just asked us to save the world. Anybody want to say no?
But this is what Bruce Willis does best, saving the world. Armageddon alone broke box office records, and it's not surprising that there's plans for another Die Hard, the film that made Willis famous. Well, are you ready to save the planet again?
Well, I've saved the planet 8 or 9 times now. I think we need Joaquin Phoenix to suit up, or someone else.
But is Die Hard 4, we read all about it, is it going to happen?
Well, we'll see. I said I'd like to do it, before I get too old to run at all.
Hold on, you're only 50.
Thank you. But yeah, everybody wants to do it. We're just waiting for the script.
But there came a time, didn't there, where you actually put a self-imposed moratorium. I'm not going to do these action films anymore. Why was that?
I just got sick of it. I just wanted to take a break and let the genre kind of reinvent itself. It became less story-driven. If you think about the first Die Hard, it was a great story. It was an interesting story.
That first Die Hard film, released way back in 1988, was the start of a new generation of action movies.
Happy trails, Hans.
Ordinary man triumphing against extraordinary odds and being paid extraordinarily well. Willis got $5 million, and that set the benchmark for the $20 million salaries that Hollywood pays its stars today. What impact did Die Hard have on your life?
Well, I think it had more of an impact on every other actor's life in Hollywood than it did on mine. I had no idea that when Fox chose to pay me what they paid me for the first Die Hard, that the next day in Hollywood that every film actor's salary jumped up to at least that price.
So they're all thanking you still?
None of them thanked me, ever.
The eyes don't lie, not these babies, photographic.
Bruce Willis was already 30 and working as a barman when he finally got his break in the phenomenally successful 80s series Moonlighting.
No flies on you.
Nope.
Willis played the offbeat private eye David Addison alongside Sybil Shepherd's feisty Maddie Hayes.
Knock that high school locker room grin off your face or I'll knock it off for you.
3,000 other people auditioned for that job?
3 million people now, I think. It's up to that. I've been told 3,000, yeah.
3,000 people and you got the gig.
Well, they were running out of time. They had to choose someone, and it worked out.
Loads of food, heaps of food, food out the wazoo.
60-odd movies later, it's a very different Bruce Willis. One you've never seen before.
Listen, Vern, right? This isn't something you need to be afraid of.
Well, I am.
This is the new Hollywood, the new blockbuster, animation, with big-name stars voicing the main characters.
I get it. I understand. This is something that you're just not open to.
Willis's latest role is in Over the Hedge, from the same company that brought us Shrek. He's the voice of a scheming raccoon.
That, my friend, is a magical combination of corn flour, dehydrated cheese solids, BHA, BHT, and good old MSG.
It's satire. It makes fun of suburbia. It kind of holds a mirror up to, you know, the American culture and all that, and from a very innocent perspective, innocent animal perspective.
What was so appealing to you, Bruce Willis, long-time, big-time actor, about being the voice of a con artist raccoon?
It seemed like a good idea and something that my kids could go see and wouldn't have to cover their ears.
Those kids are Rumour, Tallulah and Scout, the product of Willis's failed 11-year marriage to actress Demi Moore.
I'm really proud of all 3 of my daughters.
Will you encourage them to act if they want to?
I already have. Whatever they want to do, I would encourage them. I think that it's a good gig, you know, good work if you can get it, and I think they've seen enough of the downside of it to understand what they're in for.
The downside being the press?
Being the culture of fame.
Yeah.
The fanaticism of fans. The illusion of what people think your life is compared to what your life really is. They see that every day.
And they've got a grip on reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They know what's bullshit and what's not.
Demi Moore and Bruce Willis were Hollywood royalty, but 8 years ago they divorced amidst bitter squabbling over their $300 million fortune. But they've since sorted out their differences and become good friends. Willis even attended Moore's marriage to the much younger Ashton Kutcher. So many people are fascinated, and indeed I would say very impressed, how you and your ex-wife Demi Moore have handled post-life divorce. Mm-hmm. How have you done that and made it so good?
Put the kids first. Set aside your anger and resentment and whatever adult beefs you have, and put the kids first. I've seen our children flourish from that. I can't take credit for it. Will Smith said that to me very simply, and I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but thanks again, Will, for that. And it was great advice, and you know, Demi and I both took the higher road, and our children are much better for it.
And to the extent that you went to her wedding, to Ashton Kutcher, and was there to enjoy it.
It must seem amazing to you.
I think it's great.
Me too. I'm friends with them both. I mean, why wouldn't I go? I was invited and I went.
There's no denying Bruce Willis is a prickly, hard character, both on screen and off. But then he had a tough upbringing. Raised amid the smokestacks and shipyards of New Jersey, he also had to deal with the challenge of a terrible stutter.
I mean, no one who knew me when I was in high school would have ever thought that I would make my career out of talking or doing the voice of an animated raccoon.
What form did the stutter take? Was it me?
I couldn't speak. I couldn't get a sentence out. It was painful for people to watch, painful for me to go through. Just think of the worst stutterer you know, and that was me.
You see, you've got the food gathering skills. I've got the know-how.
Willis finally conquered his stutter, but still went to work in a factory just like his dad.
I made a choice then to say I no longer want to do this, And I suppose had I not done that, my life would have taken a different course.
You didn't want to be turning up to the same factory day in, day out, doing the same
For 25
thing?
years, exactly.
Is that what your dad did?
Yeah, he went to work and you know, supported his family in you know, the way that he you know, he best knew how. And I wanted something else.
And you got it? Big
Yes,
time.
I did. Yes, I did. That's why you have to be careful what you wish for.
Absolutely. Because you just might get it.
You will get it. You will get it. Excuse me 1 second while I take
Sure.
a slug of this vodka.
Mark.
Willis has come a long way from his first audition for Moonlighting when he still had hair.
I am willing to wager that this guy wears colored underwear.
Today he's on the A-list and one of Hollywood's most enduring and versatile stars. Are you getting better every time you step out there?
I think so. I'm trying. I mean, I'm coming into an age in my life where I always knew that I would be offered better parts and you know, richer parts that are more complex and more complicated than just running down the street with a gun in my hand, killing bad guys.
Sounds like you're in a pretty good place.
I'm in a great place.